These are the instructions on how to administer the universal screener for grades kindergarten through 5th grade. First thing we want to cover is just the purpose for the universal screener. The screener is really to identify and predict students that may be at risk. It's not a diagnostic assessment, so it's primarily not used to identify where the student is on a learning progression. The next thing we want to cover is just on how to administer the universal screener. The first thing to know is that you'll administer this screener to all students. The second thing to note is that there are 2 parts to the universal screener. The first section is intended to be given in a whole group or in a small group, and the second is to be given one-on-one. If it's best for the student to take the entire universal screener in a small group and then do one-on-one, that is acceptable. If your student has any accommodations, those accommodations can be used during the universal screener administration. On the front page of the universal screener, you will see a section that talks about the additional materials that are required for the universal screener. There are materials for the teacher as well as the student. These are different for each grade level. We have an example here. This is for kindergarten. The teacher would need a scoring sheet for each student, 10 counters of one color, and the supplemental cards which are attached at the end of the document. The student would need the recording sheet for them and some scratch paper and a pencil. The teacher is required to use a scoring sheet for each student. This is where the teacher will record all of the students' responses. And then the student will also have a recording sheet that they will record their answers on. It's important to read the entire question as well as the scoring possibilities for each question on the universal screener. Some of the question may change based on the response of the student. For each question, the student will either receive 2, 1, or 0 points. These are indicated at the bottom of each question on the teacher's scoring sheet. Once you have finished administering the universal screener for each student, you can add up all of the points that the student received for each of the questions and get a total score. The total score will indicate if the student is at risk or on target. The total score will be recorded on the intervention tracking sheet that can be found in the Intervention Services Public folder, which is in your Google Drive. We hope this video helps you in answering a few questions as you're about to administer the universal screener. Thank you for watching this video.